Let's Uncommon Fossil, and today looking at a very solid and exciting pair to me, Toedscruel EX along with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. So Toedscruel EX has the Colony Rush attack for 2 grass energies. It's a stage 1, by the way, 270 HP, 80 damage plus 40 more damage for each bench Pokemon that has any grass energy attached. So that's a very nice number. Potentially you can get up to 280 if you get a bench full of Pokemon without grass energy attached. And of course, we do play the Teal Mask Ogerpon with it. That's what makes it good. What really kicks this up from how it was in the past, right? Teal Dance ability, you attach a grass energy to this Pokemon from your hand to this Pokemon, and then you draw a card. So it's a bit of a draw engine, gets those energies in play, pairs together really, really nicely, have several other Pokemon in the deck and trainers, but I'll get into the specifics later after we look at the deck in action. Oh, the other thing that definitely needs to be mentioned is it's got the Protective Mycelium ability, prevent all effects by attacks by your opponent's Pokemon done to all your Pokemon that have grass energy attached. So it makes the grass energy, turns each grass energy essentially into a mist energy as well. Very nice in today's meta where we have Dragapult EX. So let's go take a look at the deck in action. After doing that, I will go through this 60 in detail with my thoughts on the deck overall as well as potential changes. All right, let's see what happens here. I would like to go first. It's been it's been a rough ride trying to record, I will say. I ran into Quad Iron Thorns. My first matchup, it was kind of fighting, mucking through it a bit, losing kind of, but with a bit of, but not with a bit of hope. Okay, am I first or second, by the way? Okay, took a mulligan. That's good. Iono handheld fan. All right, well, that's going to be annoying. So I'm going second. Okay. So I'm up against like Snorlax. That could be the case. It's not a lot of fun. Snorlax just isn't fun, and it's gonna be awkward, right? They play the fan, handheld fan, which is a disruptive tool. So it's probably in a control style deck. Let's see. Yeah, Snorlax. The Teal Mask Ogerpon takes 3 to attack, which isn't great. So let's see what they get. Honestly, okay. That's not terrible, though. It's not terrible. So we'll kind of just see what happens here. Let me grab some stuff here. Just getting things set up. Just want to keep... since they have the fan, I'd like to try to... I know they have fan in deck, handheld fans. So that moves energy from the active to the bench, which... All right, so I want to do that. Let's put a second energy here. And I'll just end turn. And that's fine. It's not a terrible hand for next turn. Here's my thoughts. So let me think. So I do 30 plus 90. So I'm doing 120. I 2-shot them. I get Iono'd, so, it's fine. It's the same thing as if I had Iono'd, essentially. Okay. It's not a great hand, but it's not a terrible hand either. I've got to think this through carefully. So the cornerstone, the counter catcher is not going to be very useful this matchup. So I probably do okay, so I'll attack. I guess I research this turn. I don't love the research, but maybe I need to do that. Maybe I don't too, right? Maybe I don't. I could get Iron Bundle into play. So what do I do when I'm doing 120? I'll just do this. I will attack. I'm just going to attack. I have energy. It's not a bad hand. It's not a bad hand. So I'll just attack. Just taking things patiently. That's kind of the thought right now. Counter catcher's no good. I have research, which is good. Energy Retrieval is good if I retreat. Erica's Invitation. Let's see if they do something. I guess they're done with that, right? Okay. So I take a knockout. I'm pleased with that. Now it opens up, of course, the how do I do this? I think I just attack. I'm just gonna straight up attack here. Take the knockout. And it activates Counter Catcher. I got to start taking prizes, though, right? So it's not like I'm not going to activate Counter Catcher. So, and I need to take prizes. Okay, Jamming Tower is good too because I know they play the fan. So assuming I play Research next turn, which I might, I'll play Jamming Tower. That makes me happy there. So this is good. I'll at least save one energy getting moved. And playing the Arven, yeah, so not bad. Not bad. I don't think I want to drop anything else on the bench, do I? You know, it gets tricky, right? It gets tricky. So Counter Catcher. Okay. I mean, I have Energy Switch, though, so that's not bad, right? Okay, they didn't use their tool yet, so that's good as well. So let me... I'll get rid of Artazon at this point. So I'm going to play Jamming Tower this turn, right? Grab. Let me think. I want to accelerate one, and I want to attach one, right? So I want both energies here. So I can accelerate here. I can switch to the active. It works out. That's very nice there. Put you up to there. I'll evolve. What's the damage level at this point, by the way? I have knockout. That's very nice as well. So I'll just drop down Jamming Tower, and I don't need to research at this point. So just take the knockout, right? Save the. I got enough for another knockout. That's the good thing. And I didn't have to deal with the energy disruption. I do play more Energy Switch. That was my first one. I have 3 more in deck. So I can definitely one-shot a Rotom V. Potentially. I did 140, I think, right? Is that what it was? 80 plus 160. Sorry, yeah, 160. So I just need one more Pokemon on the bench with an energy. That's certainly doable. Like to keep the Teal Mask Ogerpons from getting in play. So Airy, okay, I'm going to lose my Nest Ball and the Energy Retrieval because they're not going to give up prizes. They don't have to worry about Counter Catcher. The Nest Ball gave me knockout, so that was a really good play by them. I don't think I want to drop down Mew EX. Oh, that's actually not terrible, is it? No, I don't think. Do I want to drop down? The Mew EX gives me game if I get an energy. So I think Mew EX, normally I wouldn't like it in this matchup, but he gives me game. If I hit energy in hand, I just have knockouts. So that's terrible, though. Oh, Energy Switch gets it for me. Okay, good. So that's another way to make it happen, right? So boom to boom. And assuming it all works, I get knockout. So there we go. I have played Snorlax before in an awkward matchup. This time was able to set up pretty well. My opponent wasn't able to get a lot of Pokemon I didn't want on my bench. Now maybe, I think they played at least one accompanying flute. Maybe they didn't want to put down the Teal Mask Ogerpon. I can see why they wouldn't because it's a draw card, but that's actually a card I don't want to see on the bench because its attack cost is 3, and it gets really hard to get. If they're all a 3 attack cost Pokemon to play, I don't have enough energy for all of them, which is why I want the Toedscool EXs to kind of fill things up because they attack for 2, and that's really important to get a lot of 2 attackers. So ideally, you want to be able to attack with every Pokemon in play as long as you can keep that the case. Got the, played it patiently, and got the W. All right, see what happens here. Oh, sorry for the slow start. I was looking away for a second. I like to try to start the comment, have a certain start point mentally for a commentary. Kind of when it goes from the black screen to the game board is kind of the target, and I wasn't paying attention. So I get to go first. That is good, and I get to choose to go first. That's even better. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully it means I'm going to win. All right. This is not a good start, though. I have Ultra Ball, which means I need to dig for Teal Mask Ogerpon. Raging Ball. Well, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, well, that's okay. Get him in play. I mean, I guess I dropped down the Legacy Energy. Let's see what I hit here. It's not really good, though, is it? All right, Bug Catching Set. I like that. Grab a Grass Energy and all right, how do I work this? I bench him for sure. Okay, so I will. Guess I'll attach Legacy to the active. If they knock him out, it's no prizes, so that's okay. So just end turn there. It's not ideal. Could be worse though. So we'll see what happens. So I'm looking possibly I give up. I take a knockout, but for no prizes, and then hopefully I can get a knockout next turn. It's a little dicey. I will say a little dicey. I wonder if I should play Squawkabilly in this deck, because I see that. Just because this deck does what it's set up. Probably doesn't, but it might not be terrible. It's kind of, there's no rare candies. There's not, it's a deck that discarding some cards is okay for it. So they haven't Squawk and Seized yet, so they're setting up well. I mean, they're going to take a knockout. That's, I imagine, right? I mean, they haven't used a supporter yet for turns, so they don't have any energy in the discard, actually, so maybe they're not taking a knockout. That would be obviously very disappointing to them. Very pleasant for me. So we'll see. I have Energy Switch. I've got Iono. Not terrible. I'm thinking, looking to me like they're going to whiff. Now, I'm probably not going to take the knockout this turn. Right? They used their supporter, right? Or did they not? No, they didn't use their supporter. But they didn't, no, they didn't support her at all that turn, right? But they couldn't get energy in the discard pile. So that was pretty rough for them. Okay, so I will thin here, get down another. I mean, I could gust too, but let me get this guy here. I mean, everything else is 2 prizes at 240, which is much more accessible at this point. So I will. Now I want to use this guy's ability. I want to get energy spread around. That's the goal here. That's not what I wanted there. So I need to Iono, I think. I mean, I can't take the knockout though, right? So let me do an attack. I have the Legacy Energy, so it's not terrible if I'm not in a terrible spot. I need to obviously I need to do damage this turn. That's a given. So I got rid of my Energy Switch, which would have been useful. Okay, that's actually really good. I don't think, do I need this other Toedscruel? It's there for some matchups, but it's not for all of them. All right, I'll hang on to him for now. I have Energy Switch, which is good for sure. Oh, wait, let me get down another. We dropped on Iron Bundle. He could help me get a knockout. He can help me get energy around. Damn it. I mean, yeah, well, let's see what happens here. Unfortunately, my other Ogerpon's prized. So what am I doing here? I'm doing 160. I'm doing 200 is what I'm doing here. So I think let me do that, see what they send up. If I take a prize, that's good. They're probably going to send up someone. I mean, they're trying to think through. I'm not going to take a prize, right? Because I'm doing 160. Oh, they're giving me the knockout there. So that's very nice, right? Very nice on their part. So I will. I'll save my Energy Switch at this point. I'll just do this. Take the 2 prizes. So not bad. I'm vulnerable the next turn. I have Energy Switch, so it's not terrible. Hopefully I get an Ogerpon. All right, missed that. Okay, got Mew EX, which is useful. It's useful. Bug Catching Set, that's good. I have Energy Switch, so I can attack with... probably want to attack with a Toedscruel EX. I have to hit him, of course, but I think there's a good... I should do that, is what I'll say. He's the highest HP, so it's the most work for them to take him out, right? So at this point, they're looking at just taking one prize. I assume they're going to get the knockout finally. I mean, they're just got to be crazy unhappy that they haven't gotten a knockout yet. So they could attach energy from hand, and they have the knockout, and they got the fighting energy. So they don't even need their supporter this turn. So they finally got one energy in the discard pile, but it's not the energy type they want in the discard pile. So they have struggled mightily to get energy in the discard pile. I don't know what their build is, if their build is making it tougher or if they're just unlucky, right? But that's part of the issue. Raging Bolt's a tremendous deck. Part of what keeps it hopefully in check is it doesn't quite set up as smooth as you like. So otherwise, a basic deck that can just start knocking out multi-prizers on turn one and stream it every turn after that, it's just gonna ruin everything basically. It'll struggle against single prizers some, but that's not really the big issue. Okay, so they had to stick a grass on. Well, actually, they didn't have to stick that grass on. I guess it helps pay attack retreat cost, and it does pay for the burst roar attack if they want to do that. So they have knockout. So he does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 times through 180. So 210. So yeah, now he's not good. So I need to attack with Toedscruel EX is the goal here. They're just taking one prize. That part's not bad at all. So they've had to ditch a whole bunch of energy. Honestly, if I get lucky, I get Jamming Tower here. Right? That's what I'll say. I should be able to attack here. I should, right? I'm still ahead in prizes. Okay, let me thin the deck. Let's see what I get here. All right. Well, those are great cards. Great, 2 great cards for sure. Accelerate this energy here. So I can now attack this turn. That part's really good. So I want to drop down the Mew. Want to evolve you. Want to Energy Switch. I mean, I need to hit in the active, right? That's a given. So do that. Where am I? I'm at 160. I'll do this, and I will research. I want to see more cards. That's the goal here. No, I don't want you in play. If I get... Well, okay, that gives me potential access to... Okay. I mean, energies are good. Let's see what I can do here. I have attached from hand, though. That's the problem. So what do I have here? No basics in deck at all. Okay, that's really stinky. Let me do this, because I would... Okay, get a Toedscruel. That's good, too. So let me get an energy here. Obviously, Energy Switch would be nice. I'll do 160. I think I hold off on the Jamming Tower. So I'll just attack here. Yeah, I can't use Mew EX even if I thin things down more. So they're going to take the knockout next turn. I mean, they're well set up for that. I don't think at this point, Jamming Tower, unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I needed to hit Energy Switch at the right times. And I couldn't, right? I don't have my energy spread around. So this is a very bad board state for this deck. I'm ahead in prize right now. They're going to take a knockout. They're going to go ahead in prize as I ditch my counter catcher. And there's not a lot I can do about that. So Well, I send up the Mew EX. When they're going to knock me out, I advance, send up Mew EX. He's got free retreat. I'm going to have to research. That's pretty much a given. There's Energy Retrieval is... I mean... I will... Well, we'll see what happens. Oh, okay. Okay. Fancy art there. That's fine. Just confused by the art. Different arts. Just wanted to see, was that a different Pokemon? But no, just a different art. So, I mean, they are hugely set up. So, I mean, I don't think I can... At this point... I mean, I need knockout. I could win the game still, right? They're down to 3 prizes, and they can only take 2 at a time. So, because the Legacy Energy... I've got a chance in this deck. I will take a knockout this turn. That's a given. And then I've got to make things happen the following turn, right? That's what needs to happen. So put energies in play here. It's not great. All right, Boss's Orders is really good. I'm going to lose Boss's Orders, though, aren't I? Maybe I hold off then on the... Interesting. I'm just trying to think through my angles here, right? That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. All right, Bug Catching Set. I don't have Rod, though, right? So... I kind of... Yeah, so until I have Rod, I don't think there's any value in that, right? So... I think I saved the Jamming Tower here. I have Knockout. So I will attach to Toedscruel, and I have Knockout. I have Boss next. I potentially have Game next turn, right? That's the way I'm looking at it. I have Game. I can win next turn, hopefully, right? So I have Boss. I keep the Boss. I keep the Bug Catcher. Give me an Ogerpon here. I think Oh, that's really good there. So because that's an extra 40 damage. I have Boss. They've got the guys with... so I need to get to 210, right? That's what I need to do. Or I need to research. Or 240. I have Jamming Tower in hand. Hopefully my hand stays, right? If they Iono me, I probably lose the game. I draw 2 cards then, and I draw for turn, and then my Mew doesn't do any good either. So it's, they're gonna knock me out. That if they don't knock me out, it would be... it would be a crazy shock here if they don't knock me out. So, and obviously they have it on board, so they'll knock me out, and then I have to knock them out. So it's 2 similar decks. I'm a stage 1 deck, but it's kind of, we both play the Teal Mask Ogerpon EXs, obviously. They have the Raging Bolt. I have the Toedscruel. Toedscruel takes more work to get the one-shot. I assume, but the Legacy Energy for me is... Okay, so they got 2 bosses in deck. So if they take out Toedscruel... Did they play supporter yet this turn? They play boss. Okay, so I guess they take out the Toedscruel? I think that's the thing. So now I really can't win the game, right? I don't think I can. So now they're going to win the game. So that was the big play that they needed. And that's unfortunate for me, right? Very unfortunate. Wow. I was thinking I had game there, and they got the play that they needed, right? So I'm just going to lose the game now. I'm pretty certain. I don't think there's anything I can do to not lose. I can boss. It's a boss. The boss play is what I have here, right? Boss, stall. Let me think. 1, 2, 3... 4. If they had 6 energies, then if they have 6, they need 3 energies. They leave 3 energies on an Ogerpon, which they can't get there, I don't think, right? If they had 3 energies on an Ogerpon, I could one-shot it. Otherwise, I can't do that. So I'm going to have to gust up. The goal here is they have an Ogerpon with no energies attached, and I can gust him up. But I'm pretty sure... What did they grab here with their... So they haven't attached any energy from hand yet. So see what happens. So attaching there, they have a grass energy in hand still, right? So we'll see what their play is. 280. We'll see what they get rid of. Okay, so all the grass is gone. Let's think here. What could I do? Do I have, what's the energy switch? I do have 2 energy switches still, right? So in theory, I could, let me look at my deck. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at my deck. Can I make this work? I have the 2 energy switches. If I get the 2 energy switches, I have game here, right? So maybe I should have played the Jamming Tower, but it doesn't really matter, right? So I do this. I will do this. I missed there. Okay, that's fine. My Energy Retrieval. I get 2 there. So I'll just start accelerating energies. That's what I do. I draw, and then I research. So I see that's that's not the card I wanted at all. But, you know, it was the card I got. 2, 3. I think I'm down to 8. Oh, maybe I do see the full deck here, right? So, and I think I do. All right, so I have Energy Retrieval. So I use that, and then I research. Okay, so 2 energy switches, right? And he will take the knockout here, I do believe. And I think I pulled this off. Not the prettiest game ever. Not the prettiest game ever, but effective, I think. And I believe I just have the knockout. I could have kept my energies in hand. 700 damage. Yeah, that's more than enough to do it. 1, 2, 3. Just have to be careful. I don't want to click the wrong thing here. And do that and say done. And 700 damage. Boom. And got the win. So came. You know, I did make a little. I'm pretty sure I made a slip up in the middle of that game somewhere. I'm getting these games blurred together, but yeah, it worked out. A game where my opponent made I thought I had game. My opponent made a really good play, and it gave them. They were most likely going to win the game at that point. But the fact that I had two energy switches left in deck, and I was able to pull it together. So. You know, just looking for different, you know, that idea of trying to figure out what you got to do to get the W, and managed to do it that game. So very pleased about that. All right, let's see what happens here. Oh, calling heads here. Sorry, I was flipping tabs on my computer, just looking at the volume levels. And then I was like, oh, heads was sitting there for me. So got that. So I lost the coin flip. I think I've got couple dub wins in a row here, which is nice with this deck. It's been awkward. Some of it's been you know, a little bit of misplay, but a little bit of rough matchups, and yeah, a little bit of rough matchup. All right, so I don't know if I'm first or second. Doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter for what I'm going to do here. So reset stamp Charizard. Okay, so it just looks like Charizard, but I don't know. Could be Dragapult Charizard as well. It's not a given. Am I first or second at this point? I'm second. That's not what I want to do. Putting him to sleep isn't very effective. So they're going first. Okay, so they're not an Arven deck. I mean, they're not well, Arven and TM Evolution. They're not that build. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they didn't leave Monkey Door in the active, honestly. That I'm not sure that was really the better play, but okay. So let me just want to get myself going here. There's always the possibility that I could attack. I could Iron Bundle. I'm still like, why did they were really resistant to doing that. So let me see. I'd like to whiffed there. I whiffed. Wow. Okay. I wanted to get like an Ogerpon into play. That's what I wanted to do. I figured the odds of hitting, I'd hit something. You figure with Bug Catching Set. I'll do this. I'll just kind of keep attaching around. I will Iono here. I let you know the bosses. I want to keep the bosses, right? Okay, that's not bad at all. Do this, drop you down. Yeah, I'm still a little confused about why they did that switch there. Let me get something with Bug Catching Set. Okay, well those are good cards. Do I want? How do I want to work this? Do I want 2 EXs? No, I think 1 EX is fine. Okay, that's good there. Accelerating energy. I'll drop down my third Toedscool as well. Just kind of get my board state set up pretty well. Okay, that's not bad at all. And I'll end turn. And obviously, I could have attached Act. Do I want Mew EX in play? That's a good thought. That's a good question. Yeah, I'll do that. Mew EX has value. No, I'm going to end turn. Because I was really torn. The thing is with the Mew EX, he's good, useful. I might get Iono'd and lose. If I don't get Iono'd, I have Mew EX still. There's a decision next turn. But they wanted to attach darkness energy to Monkey Dory this turn, which I get that, but which obviously but they could have left Monkey Dory in the active, I would think, and just attach the attach fire to Monkey Dory maybe, because to give the option of retreating. I'm not sure. It was just a little bit of an odd play. I think now if you get 2 different types of energies attached to Monkey Dory and you retreat, I do think the game might mess up on you. I think live isn't. I don't know if they fixed. I know there was an issue in live if you had the fighting. I mean the psychic and you had darkness and something else. Maybe it's just darkness and psychic. You go to retreat, it doesn't let you choose. So getting Iono, this is where the Mew EX would have had some value, but you know, this is kind of lousy. I need to get the knockout. That's what I need to do. So the Ogerpon will do it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 times 3. Yeah. So the Ogerpon, I have 2 energies. I can knock out the Charizard EX this turn. So, and the fact is, since they're taking the first knockout, I'm taking 2. They're taking 2, and then I'm taking 2. So we're trading off. If I take if I take a single prize first, I've had this matchup before, and I've done it, and I think I was right based on the game state. You know, you could argue it's never the right play, but okay. So I will send up. I'll send up the damaged Ogerpon. That's pretty easy there. So I take the knockout with him, and he's going to get knocked out as the follow-up. So there's no reason to not send up the damage guy. I'm not really getting any protection by not using him, is what I'd say. Okay. Might as well let me evolve him. I will Artazon at this point. Bump their stadium as part of it. Let me just kind of thin things down. Do I have another Toedscruel here? I do. Do I have another? I have 2 more Ogerpons. I like that. That's really nice. So I will accelerate to you first. Do I want to get rid of Iron Bundle? Maybe I do. I'm just thinking, should I use Earthen Vessel first? I'm not going to use Earthen Vessel first. I could, though. And I don't want to... We'll see what I draw. I'm not sure what I want. I really like another Ogerpon. That's interesting, too. Very interesting. Okay, so... I need to get energy here, right? So do I ditch the Iron Bundle? I think I will. I will ditch the Iron Bundle. Might regret that before the game's done. I don't know. I have to attach to the active from hand. I mean, I could have Energy Switch as well, which obviously is in the deck as well. I mean, I'd like to get energies spread around as much as possible. So, do I think I like this set of cards here, right? I think I'll just take the knockout. Getting the board developed, not getting the board developed as fast as I would like, but it's still getting developed. That's the good thing. I can't, like, if they attack with Charizard again, I just knock them out again. So that part's really nice too. They're in a, you know, they're in the, because they took the first knockout, they're on the wrong side of this loop. I need to get another Ogerpon in play. That needs to happen. There's really no doubt about that. So yeah, I mean, I assume they're gonna knock me out. It's just Charizard, I think. So, I mean, they may have Radiant Zard, in which case that helps them, right? They could toss that into play after this. But that's where I didn't research my bosses away, right? So I can boss something up as well. So, and I can take out like Rotom. Okay, that's really good too. They didn't get the Pidgeot EX into play, so very pleased about that. I bumped the Stadium, so they can't use Magma Basin, which probably means, besides it works with the Monkey Dory, they must have some other attacker. I'm assuming that they have. Oh, did they only accelerate 2 energies from the Radiant Zard? Which is very important if that's the case. Very important. That means they probably don't have. Ooh, well, okay. They only accelerated 1 energy. Okay, so that means they're out of energy in deck, I assume. All right, so I got research though. That's very nice for me. So I just need to hit an energy, which I should hit. I should hit that. It's not a guarantee, but you know, it's pretty strong likelihood, is what I'd say. All right, there's nothing that Artazon will get me in the deck. I think I just research. Trying to think. Oh, the unfair stamp. I'm trying to think if I was trying to remember, was I Iono'd, and then what cards did I Iono into the bottom of my deck, right? Because that obviously matters. So I have research. I need to hit that energy, and if I do, all right. Well, I got to research here. That's a given, and yeah, it would have been nice to. Well, that's very nice there for sure. So what's in the discard pile? Let me Bug Catching Set here first, I guess. I guess I want to. This is very nice for me, actually. So, yeah, this is very good. So, accelerate there. Energy Switch, super nice there too. So really getting things going here. Is what I'll say. Don't really. I mean, I do have Rod as well. Yeah, I'm in a great spot here. So I will. I guess I should drop down Legacy Energy, right? I'm thinking. So I'll drop down Legacy Energy here. That's my thought. Do I want to Rod anybody back? You know what? I will. I'll do a little Rod action while I'm at it. Do this, and do that. Those are all really nice gets for me. Yeah. And I'll drop down the Toedscool. I guess I do that as well. Might as well. I think dropping that Toedscruel in play does not hurt me. No, I'm just gonna. I'll make that play and then just take the knockout here. Next turn's more awkward though. Maybe I should have attached energy to the Ogerpon, right? Because I should be okay, but if I run a risk, Okay, there's 2 more energy switches. That's good. Look, I'm very vulnerable to like Iono this turn. That's where I'm at. So we'll see what happens here. I have Energy Retrieval. Don't know that I love that line, that last turn's line of play. How I set the board up, right? I took the knockout. I'm pleased with that for sure. Okay, I'm not going to get hand disrupted because they already played. I mean, okay, are they going to just go for another Charizard again? Okay, they finally get right the Pidgeot EX. So the unfair stamp is in deck, so not going to happen. I mean, unless they play Silene, right? They could grab Silene and then they'd have to draw it though still. So Radiant Zard, which is the big play for them, right? This is the play I was worried about. And this is the play. This is how they can win the game. They will win the game. So they might just win the game here with the Radiant Zard. They just need one energy, so they just manually attach. They haven't used Pidgeot's EX's ability yet. They're going to send up the Radiant Zard. And we'll see what happens. Now, I need to attack with Toedscruel. That's what I need to do here because he's got the Legacy Energy. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I needed Legacy Energy. No, it doesn't matter. They're going to take 2 prizes. So it doesn't matter. I mean, he's higher HP, but I want Toedscruel, I think. Will he do more damage? He might do more damage. I'm not positive. My opponent can see... Oh, did they not have energy? Okay, I got a little confused what happened there. I'm not sure. Look, my opponent easily, I thought, had game. I didn't download the log, so maybe they didn't have energy in deck. I'm not sure. I would have thought. I mean, they had recovered stuff. They should have had energy in deck. Maybe they made a misplay, didn't get energy in deck. I'm not sure. I was concerned about the Radiant Charizard play. There wasn't much I could do about it. I needed to keep taking prizes, though, right? In that matchup, what I'll say, the good thing is my opponent took the first prize, and therefore then they took only 1 prize, so I was taking 2 prizes. After that, I was taking 2 prizes. They were taking 2, so I was going to get to 6 first, but then the Radiant Zard came into play, and that could have given them the game situation. The Legacy Energy wouldn't help the situation, I don't think, because they took the first prize. If they didn't take that first single prize, that actually then became meaningful to the overall outcome with the Legacy Energy, which would have been 1 as well. But anyway, got the win, and I'm just going to conclude the video portion there, and I'm going to go into a deck overview, give the full breakdown, because the deck is a bit of an interesting list, so you do want to pay attention to what the deck is and some of the choices I've made. All right, so the basics of the deck, it's pretty straightforward, right? And it's a really nice partnership. Toedscruel EX, 270 HP, not a bad number. As you know, Colony Rush, 80 for two grass, 80 plus 40 more for each bench Pokemon that has grass energy. 5 times 4, 200, 280, a good number to hit. And then to make that, and it's got protective mycelium ability, so things like Dragapult, any effects of attacks, any Pokemon with energy attached is immune to that, and that's very good with Dragapult, as well as other things that can one-shot you, just knock your Pokemon out. Those don't work either, so very nice there. And then 4 of the Toedscruel EXs, 4 of the Teal Mask Ogerpon EXs, the Teal Dance ability is what makes this deck really more successful now than it was in the past. Right, you can accelerate a grass energy to this Pokemon once during your turn, so therefore easy. It's a way to get energies on a whole lot of Pokemon. Its attack is useful in times 30 plus 30 more for each energy attached to most active Pokemon. 3 energy, so we generally don't want to attack with that. The Toedscruel is the main one, but sometimes we will attack with the basic. Playing 1 copy of the Toedscruel with the Slime Mold Colony. This, I'm not sure if this should be on the deck or not. It counters certain things. Cards in your opponent's discard pile can't be put into their hand by an effect of your opponent's abilities or trainer cards. So it's there for Rod that puts, energy retrieval cards that put energy from the discard pile into the hand. It stops that. So very good against Chen Pao, and good against any of those decks that are grabbing energies from deck into hand. Haven't run into a lot of that, so that might not be necessary now. 1 copy of Iron Bundle, just to help control what you're attacking into. It's good. I think it's good in the deck. Again, you could cut this. You decide if it helps the situations or not. But Hyper Blower, right? Once during your turn, if it's on your bench, you can have your opponent switch their active to the bench. If you do, you discard this Pokemon. So it's a one-off because it goes back into the discard pile. We can recover it into the deck, but you have to get it back into the deck and then onto the bench to reuse. And 1 copy of Mew X. I think this is a definite must. It's a pivot. That's great. We can attack with it. Occasionally, that is the right attacker. With the Energy Switch, potentially we can power it up in 1 turn. That's really good. And the Restart ability, you have 3 cards at hand, because if we get Iono to 1 a late game, then being able to Mew to draw at least another card, right? Iono to 1, you draw a card, you have at least 2 in hand. So, but it is good, and having the pivot is nice as well. So that I think is definitely belongs in the deck. It's the single prize Toedscruel, the Iron Bundle. Those are the question ones there. 12 basic grass energies. We need a lot of grass energy, obviously, the way it is. And 1 Legacy Energy. That's the A spec I'm running. Most people playing the deck have been running Legacy Energy, so I kind of went with that. Could use Prime Catcher. Could use the plus 100 HP tool, right? The Hero's Cape. Those would, I think, be other options that would be fine. I might want to then, do I just replace this, or do I add another grass energy to the deck? You'd have to think that one through. That one's a little tricky. All right, getting Pokemon in play, we'll start with that. 4 Nest Balls, 4 Ultra Balls, you know what they do, and then 4 Bug Catching Sets, which I don't love, but a deck like this, it works pretty well. You'll whiff sometimes, you'll get what you want enough of the time. It definitely makes sense, and you want 4 of it. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, put a combination of 2 grass Pokemon and basic grass energies into your hand. 1 Artazon just to help getting some more Pokemon there, and then 1 Rod, put back Pokemon and basic energies from the discard pile into your deck. I think it was 1 Ultra Ball, by the way. I don't know. I think I mentioned Ultra Ball, just 1 there. All right, 3 Earthen Vessels. We need energies in hand, right, for Teal Mask Ogerpon. 4 Energy Switch. Really, really key in this deck, because sometimes you have to accelerate to the attacker, but a lot of times what you want to do in an ideal world is the power attacker's all set up or just needs 1 attachment there, and then you're using your energy switches as you accelerate energies to your Ogerpons on the bench. Then you're switching energies to the Toedschools on the bench, right? So you can get all 5 Pokemon on the bench with grass energy attached. That's the goal there. So energy switch, really important. If you get this set up early with a nice bench and some energy switches early, you're in great shape. If you don't, the game is struggling. So that's does the game set up or not? That's always a bit of an issue. 2 energy retrievals. We don't want to play Superior Energy Retrieval because you don't want to discard those cards. And you don't need 4. 2 is usually okay. And discarding cards from hand doesn't feel great with this deck. Although, look, I'm playing 4 Research, and I do like that in the deck because, look, it's not a rare candy deck. You can afford to discard. So I kind of walk back what I said about Energy Retrieval. I still think we don't need the 4 for Superior, so I think regular Energy Retrieval is fine. But Research to help set up. And obviously 4, if you're not playing 4 in a game, but you want to probably use 1 at some point in the game, so maybe 2. So having a bunch of copies helps you get that. 1 Counter Catcher is really good. 1 Jamming Tower can be very nice card. It covers a lot of things, so I like it there. The Rod, I think I mentioned. 3 Ionos, good there. We have 3 Bosses Orders. I love decks with 3 Bosses Orders. Some people think it's over the top. That may be true, but we're also playing Research, so we're discarding some boss, and having boss at the right time is really good. And a deck like this, where we're just kind of top decking, or we're getting a card from our Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, means we need to increase the number of bosses to hit it when we want it. And then I think everything else I hit already: Nest Ball, Bug Catching Set, and Artazon. So that's the 60. It's a very solid deck. Definitely give it a try. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the list, what changes you might want to make, and take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.